To spread on further towards the east, you see it swirling around that center of low pressure that is moving right overhead. That means that we could see some drier periods as well, but also some periods of some more prolonged, maybe even some heavier snow. The main threat going into this afternoon is some very large hail we can see with some of these storms, especially in this hatched area, basically from Duluth on southward, where we can see some hailstones up to 2-inch in diameter. And there's also a tornado threat with some of the storms. Not looking too bad. We just keep those windy conditions in mind for tomorrow.
Yeah, I'd like to see that in mid-November.
Absolutely. It's going to feel like September out here in November. I think we will all like that. More showers and storms starting to form as we go, especially into late afternoon, early evening, probably arriving in the Twin Ports sometime between 6 and 8 p.m. It will continue to move on southward into our southern Minnesota counties and also into Wisconsin by the rest of this evening. It will have some impacts on your drive into work. Allow yourself some extra time if you encounter those slick roads and some reduced visibility as well. Reduce your speed, take it slow, give yourself some extra time to get to work. Here's a look at that storm system that is moving in. It's basically a clipper type system that we see a lot during the winter time. It's coming in pretty quickly with just a little bit of moisture, enough to squeeze out some snow. We see most of the snow bottled up over eastern North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota as of right now, as well as a little batch of snow making it into western Wisconsin. There's also bringing some warmer air from the south behind this warm front, and we can also see that on our regional temperature map with some warmer temperatures in the 70s nosing into our far southern areas where we can find some warmer temperatures. It's 73 degrees in La Crosse, but as we go farther to the north, that's where we find noticeably cooler temperatures. It was cold, it snowed, it was windy. Very different forecast for this year.
Santa can find us. We know that. He'll find us without snow.
Yeah.
All right.
That makes it easier.
That does. All right. Thanks, Kevin.
This whole system is going to move into our area. That will keep that storm system over the Rockies down to our south, but it will allow the cold air from the north to continue to be brought into our areas, as I mentioned, also as we go into the weekend and into next week as well. Temperatures will still be on the cool side. Hey, Judy, it's a little bit chilly out here, but we have the fire going. That makes it a lot more comfortable here, but it's cloudy across the area. We still have a few showers moving through parts of Wisconsin, but we are looking pretty good. So for the kids at the bus stop tomorrow, please bundle them up. It's going to be really, really chilly with wind chills close to 0 once again. And also for the drive back, it starts to look a little bit better with temperatures increasing into the 20s. As we go into the weekend, starting to look a little bit drier, but still cool with highs only in the low 50s.
Yeah, I guess I just got to start making plans. How to just cuddle myself up in the blanket, you know.
Probably, yeah. Stay warm and stay dry as well.
Oh, yes.
The temperature is really starting to cool behind it into the 60s and 70s, and that will then eventually start to spread into our area as well. And that's going to be the start of quite the temperature tumble as we go throughout the rest of this week. And also on Monday, we still have the chance for maybe a few showers in the area.
Yeah, looks a little bit more wet, I guess, as you go toward the end.
And we need it because it's still very dry out there, so please bring on the rain. Yeah.
All right, thanks, Kevin.
But the better chance for rain arrives in the afternoon with a few bands of rain setting up right over Eau Claire or just towards the north. We're mainly looking at rain, but farther towards the north and east, we also see some blue with a chance for maybe a little bit of snow. We're not expecting any snow to accumulate, though. Down to our south and east, very light showers. Most of that rain is not even making it to the ground. But yeah, it's still in the area, and we are still dealing with the clouds. And also farther upstream, still looking pretty cloudy into parts of Minnesota, but we are expecting to see some clearing as we go into the overnight hours. President Joe Biden visited Minnesota for the second time this year on Wednesday as start of a 2-week tour, this time to promote investments in rural communities. At Dutch Creek Farm in Northfield, Biden started by highlighting the situation in the Middle East, though, saying Palestinians have been able to leave the Gaza Strip, including U.S. citizens, and he stressed the importance of continuing humanitarian aid.
Now, your 13 First Alert weather forecast.
The sun is setting on our Nicolay Bank Hastings Way Skycam after a beautiful sunshiny day here in Eau Claire, and actually for most of the area, but it has been a pretty cool one as well. Even at also right now, temperature of 22 degrees, that is still below average. I haven't had to say that in a very long time because the wind is from the northwest at 13 miles per hour, still a little bit breezy, and that makes the wind chill coming in pretty cool as well. Only 10 degrees right now is what it feels like outside in Eau Claire, and the wind chill is a pretty big factor all across the area, especially for areas just towards our north and east, where the winds are a little bit breezier still, and it's a little bit cooler as well because of cloud cover. That's why we see some single-digit wind chills over there. Otherwise, most of us are in the teens, some even in the 20s, but it does feel really chilly out there. And it's something we haven't really felt in a very long time because it has been very mild. Here's a look at those wind speeds, still coming in pretty good from the northwest, anywhere between 5 up to 15 miles per hour at times. The wind will continue to calm down over the next few hours, though, as we go into the evening and overnight. That's because we have high pressure off towards our west that will move closer to our area. On the eastern side of it, where we are, we have the winds from the northwest coming in pretty strong, but as the high pressure gets closer to us, we see that the winds will get a little bit lighter as we go into tonight. The high pressure is sitting just upstream of this trough that we have digging into the eastern parts of the United States, all across the Great Lakes region in particular. That's why we have that colder air coming in from the north, and that's why we do have this much colder day for the day today. But already as we go into tomorrow, we have a ridge building off towards the west with much milder air further towards the south, and that will move into our areas. Even though it is feeling a little bit more like winter today, it will be a one-off because for the rest of the week, looking at much milder conditions. That comes with a wind shift as well, because as we look further off towards the west, we see winds from the south over parts of South and North Dakota, and also that is going to move into Wisconsin as we go into tonight already. So they will have some pretty big impacts on our temperature, because for the next few hours, temperatures will drop into the teens, but just after midnight, we will start to see some milder air starting to move into our western areas already, as the winds are starting to shift more towards the south. And as we go into tomorrow, look at those temperatures. They're going to be much milder once again into the mid-30s, so we'll be back above average for the day tomorrow with some breezy south winds. So as I mentioned, today is pretty chilly, but it really is a one-off. And also as we go through the rest of the week and also into next weekend, we're still looking at temperatures well above average all across the upper Midwest, but especially for us locally in Wisconsin. So that means also as we go into Christmas, it's going to be pretty mild, and even we might be in record territory. It is still a week out, so things can change, but with temperatures in the mid-40s, we could break some records into Christmas Eve and also Christmas Day. So that's something we'll keep an eye on as well. For the overnight hours tonight, we were clear initially, but we will start to see some more clouds appearing from the west, probably somewhere after midnight as that high pressure starts to slide overhead, and then we'll start to see more and more cloud cover as we go through the overnight hours tonight. So increasing clouds, but temperatures will drop quite significantly before the clouds start to move in. Temperature of around 11 degrees, and as I just showed you, the winds will shift from the northwest towards the southwest. That means the temperatures will start to increase later on tonight, and also as we go into the day tomorrow, already back into the mid to upper 30s, 40s again as we go into Wednesday, and that stretch of 40s will continue through the rest of the week and into the weekend. 46 on Christmas Eve, as I mentioned, that is record territory, and also 45 on Christmas Day itself. Cloudy with a chance of rain both Sunday and Monday, so a very different Christmas than what we had last year, if you remember. It was cold, it snowed, it was windy. Very different forecast for this year.
Santa can find us. We know that. He'll find us without snow.
Yeah.
All right.
That makes it easier.
That does. All right. Thanks, Kevin.